Hi, this is iAllegedly. Welcome back. I am Dan, and I've got a good one for you today because the silver short squeeze is on. It's here right now. And so much to talk about with this. Let's get right into it. Since I was a boy, I have been buying silver. And in 1980, we saw silver hit over $50 an ounce. And I thought I was rich at the time. Oh my gosh, I have 10 ounces of silver. This is insane. And it was a fabulous time. Now, the Hunt brothers went out and tried to corner the silver market, and I had to do a term paper on silver at the time and wrote a great article about how you hedge yourself in the future and how you haven't seen anything when it comes to the price of silver and how it's only going to go up. And I got a B plus on that. Too sophisticated. Anyways, didn't like it. Maybe my writing skills sucked at the time. But it's funny because I remember all those times. And you know what? We're living through that right now as I am a much older man. But it's funny because we are seeing things right now that we thought we would never see. China just limited the exports of silver. And as of 2026, you're not going to see China ship out metals. Now, I had a flurry of messages over the weekend, and it was absolutely crazy. And effective 12/31, the Chinese will no longer allow silver to move to the U.S. Now, that right there has made silver prices go through the roof. We saw silver futures touch $70 an ounce over the weekend. That was crazy, guys. It was the highest ever. Now, we have seen silver do miraculous things over the course of 2025. We've seen it go up, over $20 an ounce right now. It is absolutely catapulting to the moon. Now, we can talk about all the uses for silver. We can talk about how the industrial uses, the reflective uses, everything, green energy. We can talk about that. One thing that is very apparent, and I just got invited to this yesterday, was Samsung is announcing their new battery. Why is that significant? Because it uses a ton of silver. Now, this new battery, which is a silver alloy battery, which is different than regular EV car batteries because it does two things. It gives the person the ability to have a 600-mile range on one charge and one battery in their car. Now, cool thing about this, these silver alloy batteries go out and charge, they say, in 9 minutes. That's like going to the gas station, guys. Oh, let me go get a soda. Let me go to the restroom. Let me come out. Oh, my car's done. That's 9 minutes, guys. So if this is true, you're going to see this take off and go through the flipping roof. Now, the thing about this is that these cars, based on just a simple vehicle, you have a cell inside of the batteries. Each of the cells have at least 5 grams of silver in it. When you add it all up and you have over 200 cells in a small vehicle, there could be a kilogram of silver. Now, for those of us that grew up on Miami Vice, we know what a kilo is, and that's just over 2.2 pounds. So could you imagine a vehicle having 2.2 pounds of silver in each and every one of its cars? Now, here is the thing about innovation. Innovation only lasts so long, whether it's medical, whether it's AI, whether it's manufacturing, whether it's printing. I mean, go back through time. Something comes out that is great and people copy it immediately. If, in fact, this works the way that they say it will, you're going to see production of silver alloy batteries take off through the roof, through the entire industry. Will they go out and make little changes so they can have their own patents from XYZ car company? Of course. But 2 pounds of silver in a vehicle, guys, will make it so that you cannot produce enough silver. We are seeing, the short squeeze happen. My friend that's very knowledgeable in this, Dave, wrote me and said that the vaults are empty right now. These, large companies that are selling silver don't have it. Okay. Now, this led me down another path because gold and silver is taken off right now. So what does that mean? Does that mean that these paper contracts that JP Morgan have are just completely fake? Maybe. Maybe it's just completely ridiculous. We know that they've suppressed the price of silver forever and a day. Now, when you listen to people like Cliff High and Bix Weir and people like that, let's go to Bix. Bix has said that he could see silver being 1-to-1 with gold, which I don't think so. Okay. And I like Bix Weir. He's very entertaining. And I've always watched his show whenever it pops up. And he's always been, a good source of entertainment when it comes to this stuff. Do I think it's going to be like that? Of course not. I don't. I don't think it's going to be like that. But could we easily see silver, like for its adjusted high for inflation, like Jack Haney talks about from Patriot Gold? You got silver there over $209 an ounce right now is where it should be at. And it's at 68 as I'm filming this video. You're going to see silver go through the roof. And this is it. This is the beginning of the takeoff, of the launch of the rocket going off. Now, Samsung's announcement, that's cool. I'm going to go see that. I want to see this battery and ask a million questions on how much silver is in that battery. But if this takes place, guys, and you can solve that problem, the ridiculous charging, the fact that I'm going to drive to Las Vegas and I'm going to go there on 1 tank of gas and I will stop at my leisure. And if I want to go stop at, State Line, or if I want to stop at the Del Taco in Barstow, I'll do that. But these people that have the EV cars right now can't do it, can't make it. Limiting the contracts, that's interesting right now because you're going to see a short squeeze unlike anything else. Now, as this takes off and as we witness this right now, and as I saw that 70 number, I was like, this is unbelievable that it's this high. You haven't seen anything yet. The industrial uses alone will make it so that silver will take off. There is not enough silver mined out of the ground today that will meet the current demand for the medical, the green energy, the reflective uses, everything like that. There's just not enough right now. So look at this. Now, a few things. One thing that is happening that I got a kick out of was the people that go out and they are leasing their, they're leasing gold supply. And the idea with this is that as you go out and as you lease gold, sit there and you say, hey, you can use my gold and lease it out. We will pay you back in dividends, but the dividends are paid back in gold. Now, this is all great, fine and dandy, but what if the gold's not there at some point? Hello? That's the problem I have. Now, I have been a spokesman for Patriot Gold now for over 3 years. And one thing I did early on was I was like, it's a great company. Let me just be Dan. Let me not be iAllegedly. Let me just call him up and let me buy something and see how the transaction goes. So I bought it, shipped it to my house. It was fantastic. Okay? Came in one of those little armored transport guys that shows up. So I'm like, wow, that's official. But it was very cool to get the silver shipped out as I'm holding this big heavy box. I'm like, wow, that is so cool. Now, that's what I prefer. That's what I prefer. And again, I'll talk about Patriot Gold in a minute. But over the weekend, my local silver and coin guy, I was driving to the tamale place for my family and a little get together. And I'm like, oh, I'll get tamales. Let me see if he's open. I turn the corner and sure enough, the Sunday before Christmas, he's open. And I'm like, wow, I didn't expect to see you here today. Well, it's just crazy, Dan. It's absolutely crazy. We're seeing gold and silver sell at a record pace right now. Wow, well, what are you getting? Well, right now, I am buying things at spot for gold and for silver. And I was blown away. I was like, wow, you can buy it at spot. Now, understand this. It was $67 an ounce when I was in his place yesterday, and you could buy, he had a stack of it. You could buy all you wanted to for $67 an ounce. Now, if you go to a place like this and you don't hit a certain threshold here in California, they can charge you sales tax. You can negotiate that based on the purchase. Generally, it's $1,500 here, and you don't have to pay sales tax, which is kind of interesting. So, gold, same thing. Gold at spot. Wow. You know what they didn't care about? What the coins were. Well, this is a panda, and this was the royal minted king of Jerusalem made this. They don't care. They don't care. It's an ounce of silver. It's an ounce of gold. Now, they're buying things right now. You have to take a 90. They will give you, if you want to buy gold, if you want to sell gold, pardon me, want to sell gold, they will pay you 95% of that price. 95%. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Now, silver plus 5, spot plus 5. That is wild, guys. So we haven't seen anything yet. There's more to cover on this, but this is the beginning of the takeoff, guys. It really, really is. It really, really is. Now, if you cannot afford gold, look at silver. Look at getting yourself protected. But with this economy that's perfect, remember that the economy is perfect, you have global instability. Global instability. And you're going to have governments. What China's doing is the beginning. Remember that. They're not going to be the only place to cut off silver shipments and silver sales. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. Patriot Gold Group has been #1 rated for 9 years in a row with Consumer Affairs. They have well over 10,000 customers. They have done over $1 billion in transactions. Right now, more than ever, you need to deal with a great company. Call Patriot Gold Group today, 888-330-1431. Look at what all the experts are saying. Bob Kudla is a fan favorite on the show. He says that you haven't seen anything yet, Dan, when it comes to silver. Contact them today, guys. Deal with someone who's got the best customer service. Deal with someone who can handle the transaction quickly. You need to protect yourself moving forward in this economy with your retirement and your future. Contact #1 rated Patriot Gold Group today. With everything that we're talking about right now, with this silver short squeeze that we are living through, contact #1 rated Patriot Gold Group today. 888-330-1431. Now some highlights to finish. Now a few highlights to finish this video, and just some simple facts that make sense. There is a supply shock of silver right now. The LBMA market saw severe tightness, causing price spikes and shortages of deliverable metals. Dun, 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 pushing the prices higher. Physical versus paper. The squeeze highlights a gap between paper silver futures and actual available silver. Now, $60 an ounce, it's just insane. $70 an ounce, crazy. Now, think about this. Export laws are going to be tightened. Export controls loom. China plans to implement export licensing for shipment effective January 1st, 2026, meaning traders need government approval to get rid of your silver. Now, in that, communist hellhole that we call China, I wouldn't have anything. Hey, I want to raise my hand. I'd like to ship out some stuff to the United States of America, a pass. Yeah, that'll go over huge with China. Okay, we're going to secure it and make sure it's real first. Oh, I don't get it back? Okay. You're going to have a huge domestic supply. Remember this. The silver miners that I totally believe in, silver is a derivative mined from things like copper. Look at what copper has done lately. Copper has gone through the flipping roof. The penny going up to cost 3.5 cents to produce a penny. It's crazy. Look at penny collections. It's crazy how much pennies have gone for. I used to love to collect pennies and have stacks of them and all these different things. It's right now so expensive, and those penny collections would go for a fortune right now. So, haven't seen anything yet, guys. This is the beginning. Get yourself into silver, look at it, but look at what the experts are saying. You know, Jack, Bixweir, Cliff High. Cliff High said something that he said multiple times that I truly believe is going to happen. My brother reminded me of this as I was driving here this morning to film this. And he said, you're going to see a day where silver, back in the day, we used to see, you know, oh my gosh, silver went up 30 cents today. Wow. Now you're going to see $2, $5, and then $10 an ounce jump. What happens when that happens? Sky's the limit, guys. It's just going to take off. And could we see $100 an ounce silver? Absolutely. 200, 300. Now, it's funny. As I was talking to the man at the coin and collectible shop, I said, you know, you got to ask yourself the question, where would you sell it at? Oh, Dan, just bring it in. Just come on. You've made so much money on this. Just bring it in. I will never forget him and Han, you know, during COVID when, gosh, should I buy this? It's $18. And then I hemmed and hawed and ended up having to pay $22. And I felt like a fool. I felt ridiculous for paying $22 an ounce for my silver at that time. That's tripled in price, guys. That's tripled in price. People are going to look at the $60, $70, $80 an ounce silver and say, wow, you got in a deal. Remember that. I don't think you've seen anything close to the high right now. And if Samsung pulls this off and everybody copies it, it'll be, you know, hundreds of dollars an ounce for silver. Now, will it make these cars cheaper, these electric vehicles? No, they're never going to be cheap. The batteries are never going to be cheap. But the silver squeeze is here, guys. Good luck. You want to get a hold of me, it's hello@iallegedly.com is my email address. Let me know what you think about this. But again, get yourself some silver. Good luck. I'll see you very soon.